Hey, I was about to grab my headphones. Can't. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Do me a favor though, if you can hear me, give me a sound check, please. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me turn this off. Let me know if you can hear me. Put it in the chat for me. Let me know. Let me know. What's up, Tanisha Boo Boo? You made it. What's going on? I see you in the building. Somebody give it to me in the chat. Let me know if you can hear me, please. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I may be sitting up here talking and y'all can't hear me. All right. And my master's in the building. What's that? Mr. Michael, Mr. Mikael. What's going on, bro? What's happening? I got Johnny Williams in the building. What's going on? Latasha Soul Glow up in here. Appreciate you. I got Miss Mom. What's going on? Loud and clear. Do me a favor, everybody. Everybody that's here, click the thumbs up button for me real fast, please. It helps the algorithm. Alerts our fellow subscribers that we're on because this is going to be real short. Real short, I think. No, it really should be super short. But yeah, click the likes button for me, please. Please. More Soul Knowledge TV. It's been a minute. Work been in Tacoma. My time. Okay. You up there, man. You in that good old beautiful Pacific Northwest. I love the smell up there. It smell like spearmint. That's actually one of my favorite pieces of the earth. If I wasn't in the Appalachians, I would probably definitely be in the Pacific Northwest for sure. All right, Victor Lewis in the building. What's going on, man? Looking like you working out. If that's you, all right. Yeah. All right. Cool beans, man. Cool beans. So do me a solid, y'all. Just click the thumbs up button for me and stuff. And we get this conversation started. It's 3:00 on the dot. So welcome to Hip Hop Astrology TV. I'm your host, Noble and Pooh. Two things real fast. Oh, you in Atlanta? Okay. So two things real fast. If you are a podcast listener, you like to listen to conversations because you be on the move or whatever it may be. Check out Cosmic Conversations and check out Spiritual Politics. It's going to drop something on Cosmic Conversations today. But make sure you subscribe to Cosmic Conversations and Spiritual Politics. It's on iTunes, Spotify, and all that good stuff. All right. If you are an astro person, get with us, man. We had class last night. Salute to my people that was in class last night. We went old school. We was actually on a whiteboard. Literally, it was me on a whiteboard drawing out this diagram, giving people some insight on a different way on how 3 different ways that we could see zodiac signs in comparison to our own sign by classifying them in 3 different beautiful categories. So that's a private class that we put on the Patreon, and for our Astro members only. Got to be a member of the Patreon to get that. And if you missed it, then you should go back. For those of you that are already in the Patreon, go back and click that link. It was a super great class last night, old school style, on the whiteboard. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope. All right. So check it out. Jump on Patreon if you haven't. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. All right. So first thing is my condolences to Gillie Da Kid, his family. Gillie lost his son last night. Hold on 1 second, y'all. All right. So Gillie lost his son last night. YNG Cheese, rest in peace, young Cheese. And I just got to give you the way it unfolded for me. I'm asleep. I just fell asleep. Like, you just that first 3 snores kicked in, right? And then it was like, hey, did you hear Gillie's son was killed? And I was like, what? And I had, I check in with Gillie and Wallow from time to time. Major success story. Major success story. In fact, I think they just inked $100 million podcast deal a couple months ago, about 6 months ago. And so I check in from time to time, and I know his sons was, his two sons was called Mac and Cheese, and they was rapping and whatnot. And so, my son who was born in Philadelphia pays attention to the Philadelphia rap scene, is the one that broke the news and whatnot. And so, as a person who received a phone call from, losing their own son, my own son, I truly know what it's like to be in this particular position where you get the phone call and that call is your son is dead, right? And so it didn't trigger, my experience. It wasn't that. It was more so like, me in this it's the Mars report. Hence you'll see the planet Mars that I got in between these two, right? And so it's the Mars report. And I'm like, shit, here we go again. This demonic wave of energy, right? And it does sadden me to an extent because it's bad news. You know what I'm saying? Although everything happens for a reason, spiritual evolution, karma, things of that nature, without a shadow of a doubt. I was having this conversation earlier, but raise your hand, little nigga, if you want to die today by bullets. Because today your last day, right? Raise your hand, Dad. That what would you do different today, knowing that today is going to be your son's last day, right? And so there's a lot of, for me, it became a lot of what's the word, maybe empathy, maybe sympathy, somewhere in between those two, where now I really couldn't sleep because that's a tough situation, you know what I mean, and regardless to the divinity within it. Everybody got their day, God's plan, things of that nature. It's still a tough pill to swallow when it is consciously unbeknownst to you that the last time you're gonna see your son, you was a little upset with him talking about me, right? You was a little disappointed. Upsetting the words disappointed, right? And so you didn't have that moment. I love you, little nigga. Everything, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't have that clarity of mind, and you can't get that back, not in this lifetime, right? And so this is something that sat on me all night into the morning and somewhat to this point right here. And so it is my job when this thing happened is to show you a plethora of evidence that when it comes to violence, all these cats behind me, Young Dolph, Jam Master Jay, Nipsey Hussle, Vaughn, shit, Biggie, Big L, Tupac, Takeoff, Mac Dre from the Bay, all these cats behind me on this green screen all have the same pattern. And they all died by gunshots. Okay. Now, I don't have YNG Cheese birthday, but I bet you was there. But I got his daddy birthday. And so now that part of the scripture that talks about how the transgressions of the father would now be passed on to the kids type of thing. I'm not saying that this is the case, but it rang true because what I'm going to show you today is going to be an astronomical bullseye, and I'll get to it in a second. Now, I want us to think about something. I call it the law of compensation. When you go from one state to another state, you're going to lose that previous state. So, hey, fat boy, if you don't want to be a muscular, fatty, I'm playing, but a muscular, fatty 250, right? Then what you got to do? Okay, so if I get down to 249, I still lost something. I'm going to lose what I'm eating or what I'm doing throughout my day, and I'm going to lose a pound. And so, whatever you gain something new, you just lost the current or past status. Okay. Now, what if, and this is a theory in a sense, I just want to spark a question in your mind. What if this law of compensation says, hey, Jay-Z, you about to blow, so your nephew gonna get in the crash on the turnpike and die. Hey, Jennifer Hudson, you about to blow, but somebody gonna come in and murk some people, your family members. Hey, Kanye, you about to blow, but your mama gonna go, right? Yeah, Kanye said, yeah, I sacrificed my mama. Not saying that he didn't. He said he did. I think though, or it's going to be interesting to see if he come out with the details, because he's the kind of person, George Bush don't like black people. He's the kind of frantic Gemini that he can't hold water. He can't hold his mouth. He gonna tell, right? And so whether he felt like he did or he actually did, that's going to be interesting to see. But let's just follow along here, right? And so what if, again, you about to blow, but something got to go. So Gillie, you about to ink $100 million deal, right? I think that was October this time. So that technically put us like 9 months ago, which I know that angle is a tough angle if you understand this science. But you about to physically go up, but now maybe something has to come out of your life so it could be this balance, because you got to compensate. In the Old Testament, this was called sacrifice. But I'm here to pose the question. I'm not talking about a group of elite people saying, hey, give me your son, kill him if you want these riches. Like, come on, man. I don't think that a Gillie type is the type, and this is my opinion. It's just strictly my opinion. It's gonna be like, yeah, I signed off on that. I want this 100 mil. So yeah. He good. I got life insurance policies and we straight. Like, what if there's another invisible, more of a quantum law at work here? Because if it is, then that's some shit to figure out and want to know. Okay. And so maybe we should do something on the law of sacrifice to really go through the Bible, because there was a point where me and Drew was having this conversation earlier, where when you graduate and evolve from the state of consciousness in the Old Testament that was sacrificial type of consciousness, there was a state where the creator is like, I don't want your burnt offerings, your incense and all that shit. Fuck all that. I don't want that shit. And then the Jesus state became a state where you can access things without the law of sacrifice. You see? So what if the law of sacrifice is only there when you're on a particular state of consciousness? Okay? It's just a question I'm going to pose for now. Okay? So let's get into some cosmic phenomena. All right? All right, let me blow this up for you. All right, here. So, Gillie Da Kid, pay attention to the bottom right corner. Should have blew that date up. But it says 7/31/1984. If the record is correct, Gillie Da Kid's born July 31st, Leo. That nigga feel like a Leo, right? We're putting emphasis on the planet Mercury this day. Notice I got a statue over there with Mercury because Mercury is styled as the messenger god. You can Google this. Mercury is the messenger god. Its location from this viewpoint on Gillie's birthday in Philadelphia of 7/31/84, Mercury appears to be under Leo, the lion. That's where it appears to be in the sky. That's what it looks like. Okay. Now, this is his birthday. So, this is a cosmic memory bank. I am telling you and been showing you that the cosmos has a working memory of who we are, meaning the location of the planets when we were born, that space holds memory. So this is the space of a message, hence the messenger god. So when planets come through this region of space, Gillie Da Kid is likely to have a message. Okay. All right. Now you see this. This ain't even astrology at this point. This is astronomy because I'm showing you physical locations of bodies in space. Okay. Now, Mercury, keywords, messenger, communication. So I'm showing you this. I'm not making this up. Okay. So messenger communication. So this is the messenger god. All right. Well, let's look on 7/20/2023, which was yesterday. Where's the planet Mars, ladies and gentlemen? Along with the moon, ladies and gentlemen. Exactly. Look at Mars. Exactly to the degree where Mercury was when Gillie was born. Interesting. Then what's the energy of Mars? Well, the energy of Mars is bloodshed, armed services, which is pistols, violence, and war. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'll tell you that the moon represents family. I got those keywords off Pinterest and they didn't have one for the moon. So that's the only reason why I don't have that slide to show you the keywords, but you can Google me, check it. The moon rules the zodiac sign Cancer. Both of them rules family. So let me blow that up. So when the moon in the sky, which represents family, is together with Mars, which represents gunshots, in the same location that represents message, Gillie Da Kid got a message that his family member was shot to his death. Okay? So part of what troubles me in the sense is because it's like, God, that damn fucker Mars. If y'all know me, if you've been with me for a while, I really believe I got enough. Now I can, for real, Cheese got he's on the mural now, right? All these cats behind me, like I said earlier, victim of Mars, in a sense. I got a strong enough case that I really should be talking to the Pentagon and NASA. I think we should blow the planet up. My opinion. There was a former head of the United States Naval Observatory. His name is slipping me. Van something. And he wrote Missing Planet Hypothesis, basically stating that we're missing the planet in the solar system. Now, I have a book called Cosmic War. I think it's by the name of Joseph Farrell, that talked about how the pyramid was used, the Great Pyramid was used as a scalar technology to blow up this planet in the solar system, which now is the asteroid belt that sits in between Mars and Jupiter. All science has confirmed that it used to be another planet within the solar system, and some cataclysmic great event took place, like obviously on a war scale. Some people call it Nibiru, planet come in and crash another planet, stuff like that. So this is some recorded phenomenon that's talked about. My point is, if we can make an observation, and we don't need technology to do it either, for real. We can do it with our minds. If I'm going to be all the way honest with you, just take a concentrated effort. Elon Musk don't want to go to Mars. I wish I had that picture where Elon Musk got a shirt on that says nuke Mars. And the question becomes, how do you want to colonize Mars? But what is it? What is it that the quantum intelligence, the intelligence of the creator, this the great subconscious is trying to tell you when you got a shirt on that say nuke Mars and you think you want to colonize Mars? This ain't made it to the information with the case study that shows the pattern over and over and over again. What irks me about it is because I'm like, this is avoidable. But how can fate be avoidable? I had this great conversation earlier. In the Hindu philosophy, they talk about your faith is a number of breaths that you breathe. It ain't got nothing to do with this event, that event, that event. It's more or less about the number of breaths that you breathe. Slower the breath, longer you live. And I said, well, if that's the case, if you speed your breath up, then you're likely to be in different spaces, and then different spaces is going to denote a different outcome. I know by looking at a birth chart, I call it the twin paradox. Shit, listen, I got twin daughters. One is dead, one is alive. One died in the womb. So you ain't gonna tell. I got twin cousins, hella twin cousins. I got twins in my family, deep, right? And so I know from observing them whose birth chart is only minutes apart, they don't have the same outcome. Now, if you really understand the chart, what you're looking at is potentials. A person may be on their career vibe because they got energy in the 10th house in their chart, and that's what they own. And then this other person may have energy, the other twin may have energy in the 12th house, and that's more of a spirituality thing. And it's not about work, it's more about art, poetry. It's this like Erykah Badu vibe in a sense, right? It's very neo-soulish in a sense, right? These are twins though, but they had two different realities. Remember the twins on that one popular MTV show? What's his name? Choice and Chance. I forget the name of the show. One of them's dead. One's here. What's up with that? See, if you don't understand this correctly, it'll look like it's bogus. You don't know what you're dealing with. The chart is potentialities. They're nothing but potentials. And you exist within one of those potentials for sure. Right? And so your destiny in a nutshell is 12 different destinies at any given point. It's 12 different destinies. Hence your 12 disciples, these 12 states. It's not one, it's 12. One will be final depending upon which state you are in. So I hope you can grasp that, because see, I can rule out I'm not going to physically die in this lifetime in a submarine, because I'm never getting on a submarine. I have zero interest to be underwater in a submarine. It's not going to happen. I'm 100% confident I am not going to die in a submarine. I know this because I'm not getting in one, right? But let's say I wanted to activate that particular Neptunian, Piscean, Scorpio under the water type of vibe, right? I'm a cat that got some eighth house energy. I got some afflictions going on to it. So now, okay, the submarine thing may be my demise. Let me stay away from that, right? So it's no different than I'm going through a Mars transit and I may pull up good old Robert Handbook because I love his contrast, and I read Mars opposite Mars or Pluto on Mars or something. And he says, stay out of bad neighborhoods at this time. Oh, okay. How long is the timeline? Dealing with Mars, approximately 60 days. Okay, cool. Cold red 60 days. All right. So I'm not going into the hood, right? So now let's just say I got some hood property though, because I own properties in the hood. Well, ain't super hood, but they hood enough, right? And so I got a disgruntled dude on SSI, racist dude, too. Nigger. And he threw mustard on the tenant's car downstairs. Old Confederate flag flying. Fuck. So I couldn't get it. So I said, you know what? Instead of me going over there and dealing with it, I am just going to call my attorney, pay $20, have them serve them, put the notice on the door, paid them, they served them again, pay him the 500 whatever, go to court, evict him. Took me to the very last day, didn't show up at court, and the morning the sheriff was supposed to come over, he got all his stuff out. I didn't have to deal with him though, cost me money, but let's just say I understand I'm in the cold red, and I'm kind of, my alter ego is the Union soldier, so I don't even really like Confederates at all, right? And so, say I'm in my mode, I ain't paying attention, and the energy got the best of me. I'm feeling aggressive. I feel like fuck it, we get to fuck a white boy up that's on some Confederate shit. Let me go over here, and I'm his landlord, cracker. I'm the boss now. Now what, right? But what if that turned into something, right? And so, for me, I got to look at that, or I can sidestep. I chose the sidestep, right? Could have been a different reality. So my point is, once you know the options, right? Once you know the options, I know what it ain't going to be because I'm not doing that. I'm not going. And it's so funny when you know this science, to watch an event occur to try to get you to engage. That's when you get on the level for real. When you know that, okay, I'm going through a Mars transit, and then watch something start to unfold to get you to react in a negative way becomes the game, or to suck you into the event becomes the game. And it's like, look at this. He tried me this way. These are the kind of conversations and games that we play with Mars. We mean myself and Minister Jew all the time. Watch how this nigga try to get us. You wouldn't believe this. I promise you. I was at the apartment because Mars represent iron, right? The key word for Mars is iron and blood, right? You saw it, right? Just in case you didn't see it, because I don't want you to think I'm making this up, right? I wonder if I still got it. If I got that picture. Do I got that picture? So you see it, far left column, fourth down, iron, steel. And then you see blood in the middle, right? All right. I bullshit you not. I'm going through a Mars transit, right? Meaning Mars was in the spot where I know it's going to be some friction. So I'm cleaning up one of the apartment units and shit. And I'm wearing my house shoes and shit. And I feel something in my red house shoe. And so I look at the bottom of it, and lo and behold, I'm gonna see if I got a picture of this shit, because I promise you I ain't telling no story. Where'd you at? Because I sent it to him. Let me see something. See y'all. Hold on. Here it is. Y'all see that? And you can kind of see the red outline of my slipper, which red is Mars. I got a nail, which is made out of iron, or still in my sole of the shoe, damn near sticking me. I can feel it, but it ain't pierced me. And I said, look at this, excuse my French, but this is how we deal with this nigga. Look at this bitch ass nigga. I step on a nail to get me to bleed. You understand what I'm saying? And so it becomes blood sport when you understand this, because it can manifest. So instead of me being in the hood, right, I'd rather take this one. Even if I did bleed, I'd rather take this one because I'm trying to minimize my exposure at this particular time. See, there's a time to be exposed and beef up security. There's a time you can be exposed and have no security. There's a time where you really should just lay the hell low and just stay out the way. Right now, is it a guarantee these things gonna happen? No, it's no absolute guarantee, but the likelihood increases. And since the likelihood increases, I'm not gonna even really take my chance if I don't have to take my chance, because I understand how the game go. And so I'd rather have a headache, because that's what Mars will give you. I'd rather step on a little nail or something as a minimum thing. Okay. So anyway, man, you can get at me. Learn this stuff. Seriously, man. I just want to be able to hopefully share this information in a way that you understand, and share this information in a way, most importantly, where you can navigate for yourself. You know what I'm saying? The code red thing is just the extreme negative of one side of the spectrum, but there's other beautiful sides of the spectrum of life. I think love is a rainbow. I really do. I think that the red frequency is Mars and more physical, more of the lower in a sense, but it's still there's something that's there. The high side of it is more of a passionate thing, right? All energies have a polarity, extreme negative and extreme positive and whatnot. I think your spirituality, in a sense, your spiritual union, where there's no beef, there's no fights, there's no quarrel, there's just nothing but this divine chemistry and unison. That's more of your violet ray, in the sense that it's on a higher spectrum, or it's vibrating faster than red when you understand wavelengths. So all of it is love, no matter what. And again, reflecting on the conversation I had today too with, and me and you had this conversation yesterday with Saint Michael. Saint Michael was the one that throws Satan out of heaven. But when you go to the Egyptian pantheon, it was Horus battling with Set, right? So you can go to different theologies and you're going to see that there was somebody in the heavenly abode, this place that's supposed to be all peaceful, love, and light, and this is God's place. But somebody is assigned to entangle themselves with the lesser frequency or the dark force, in a sense, to spank that ass. And sometimes I have to get in that mode when it comes to dealing with this and spank that ass. And there's another way we can spank that ass. That's why I don't really be tripping off of what you gonna do to us, because honestly, we the type that really ain't afraid to go to the mountaintop and make a request to make some things happen in this reality and whatnot. But that's part of divinity as well. You know what I'm saying? It just is. Michael is a part of the scenario that kick ass. Raphael is the part of the energy that deals with healing. He don't want to fight. He wants to heal after you've been wounded. You see what I'm saying? But he don't want the battle. He don't want the smoke. You know what I'm saying? And so when we understand these different frequencies as it pertains to our own temperament, we just got to know. I know I'm from the warrior class. I already know it. You know what I mean? It's just how it is, All right. So anyway, man, get at me right there on that Patreon if you need me, man. Tune in tomorrow night. We're going to have a nice class right here on YouTube. We're going to get into the 7 churches of the Bible, deal with their names, their meanings, tie it into the beautiful chakra system and these states of consciousness, how we elevate through the rainbow of love. All right. So tune in tomorrow, man. And feel free, if you need me, get at me. All right. Peace out.